Welcome back to the Jersey Sports Network. I'm your host, Darian Kelly, and I know I've been gone for some time. We had to pay some bills, but I'm back today to discuss the biggest story this week within the sports business landscape, and it comes by way of the NBA and its most recent signing of their new media rights deal. Now, this new media rights deal will include media entities such as NBC, Disney, and Amazon, and it is totaled to be $76 billion over 11 years. Now, if you've been following this story, and if you've even watched my last video that I posted on my channel, I've been following closely the talks and the discussions as far as the negotiations involving the NBA and its media rights partners for this particular deal. And so to me, the story kind of came down to who was going to get that last slot. It was already kind of foreshadowed that Disney would be a part of this ordeal, as well as NBC, but people were speculating whether or not Warner Brothers Discovery would be a part of this new media rights deal, given the 4-decade relationship that they've had with the NBA, bringing shows to the forefront such as Inside the NBA. And I know all NBA fans love Inside the NBA, featuring hosts Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, and Kenny the Jet Smith. And so given the relationship that they have, we all assumed that they were going to be a part of it. And prior to them officially announcing their new media right partners, they gave Warner Brothers Discovery, who is the parent company of TNT Sports, they gave them some time to match Amazon's offer. And so even though they gave them time to match it, the NBA ultimately said that the offer that they were looking to propose did not measure up to the one that Amazon was looking to bring to the table, with the NBA. And so I want to get into how the details of the deal or the structure of the deal and what we can expect. So as far as the Warner Brothers Discovery relationship with the NBA, this will be the last season of that. And so the new deal will go into play not next season, but assuming the following season. And it will feature ESPN and ABC. They will essentially have the A side of the deal, of the media rights deal, that will feature things such as the NBA Finals, Christmas Day game, as well as 100 games. NBC, on the other hand, will essentially occupy the B side of the media rights deal, in which it will have 100 regular season games. NBC will now be covering the All-Star game as well as the All-Star weekend, kind of in a similar capacity to what they've done with the NFL and NFL Sunday Night. They actually will pick up on, once they've, essentially fulfilled their NFL obligations, they'll now switch over to NBA and kind of provide that the NBA's version of like football night in America, which you would see on Sunday night, but it will be more so, I'm assuming, basketball night in America, and it will be more of an NBA centric show as a part of this deal. And then Amazon will also be showing a Black Friday NBA game at some point within in this part of this deal. And more importantly, Amazon Prime will be in charge, or essentially produce, the quarterfinal, the semifinal, and the championship game of the NBA's in-season tournament. Now, what I find fascinating about this whole back and forth of whether or not Warner Brothers Discovery will be a part of this deal, and what was Amazon's play, etc. What I found fascinating was more so Commissioner Adam Silver's reasoning behind why he essentially went the direction of Amazon over Warner Brothers Discovery. And he told the Associated Press, and I quote, that the digital opportunities with Amazon align perfectly with the global interests in the WNBA. He also added that, and Prime Video's massive subscriber base will dramatically impact our ability to reach our fans in a new and innovative ways. So my two takeaways from that quote is that through this deal with Amazon, essentially the NBA is looking to really strengthen not just its digital properties, but I think more so strengthen its presence within the streaming world, right? Now, there have been other professional leagues that have aligned themselves with streaming platforms. You think the MLB, they have a partnership with Apple TV, as well as the MLS. But I think, what's also interesting as well is that not only was this decision to bring Amazon in the forefront, in the fold from a media rights standpoint, great for the NBA from a streaming standpoint. We also got to factor in that streaming is very costly, right? There are some, some partnerships, streaming partnerships that have not necessarily been successful in sports. And I think largely it comes down to the consumer base that you have. If you go to the second part of that quote, he mentions the fact that Amazon has a strong subscription base and they're essentially looking to add the NBA as an additional component to what Amazon is offering. And I think that we're seeing now this new era of sports where the actual sports product, the game itself is, we used to, not we used to, but I think fans used to go crazy over games. And now we're starting to kind of shift and morph into this time period within sports where the games are essentially additional or add-ons or complementary products to whatever platform or whatever offering there is. So in the context of Amazon, if you have so many Amazon Prime subscribers, they're gonna essentially, the thought is that they're gonna tap into that game or they're gonna click onto that game. And additionally, what sports leagues are trying to essentially put forth is, or trying to connect with the casual fan, right? They've already connected with the diehard fan. They already connected with the season ticket holder, the person that's going to show up at the arena or at the, at the field or at these particular events. They've connected with them. It's now all about the casual sports fan, right? What about the person that may not have watched an NBA game before, but is also an Amazon subscriber? How do we connect with them? How do we show them that the NBA is it's an inclusive product in which, that you can enjoy not just the game, but also the personalities and the additional forms of content that we're offering. Like if you think back to Amazon Prime, when they would show their Thursday night games, on Amazon's platform, it wasn't just about the actual game. You can watch the game in different forms. You can watch it in a way in which you can consume it from an aspect of data analytics, and you can kind of understand the proficiency of a quarterback and how they throw the ball and how far they throw it, and the odds or their expectations of running this play. It's all broken down from an analytics standpoint. You can consume the game that way. But also too, after games, I remember that they would feature like specific concert, like Amazon Music concerts, and the whole idea behind that with these platforms that also have streaming components is that you're already on the platform to watch a show or watch a movie. How about you watch this game in addition to that? I know you buy Tupperware every month, or you buy you're buying household items off of our platform. Enjoy this NBA game. So I think the NBA's play as far as bringing in Amazon as a media partner is to engage that casual fan and really show that the NBA is growing and it has range beyond just traditional television. And I think that that's something that most sports leagues are looking to transition into, is that not even just with streaming platforms, but you think also too, news was just released today that the University of Tennessee is actually building a more of an entertainment complex of some sort around Neyland Stadium. So that goes back to my point that, these entertainment centers and how these, not just in college football, but it's also happening in the NFL. These big stadium projects are now including things such as restaurants and hotels and places for fans to engage in sports betting activities, etc. It's all about offering the fan more at this stage. And if you can offer them more, or if you can connect with them on a platform similar to an Amazon that they are already on and they're already using on a day-to-day basis, is an added bonus. So it's going to be interesting to see how the NBA, grows within this media rights deal. I think that Amazon wins essentially because now they have two major partnerships with professional sports leagues. They have already partnered with the NFL for Thursday Night Football on their Prime Video platform, and now they have, now they're partnered with the NBA. And I think in the broader context, we're starting to see now, more of the competition between the NBA and the NFL. The NFL, in my opinion, has really been dominating as far as the marketing aspect of the game. I think that they got somewhat of a huge alley-oop, if you will, last season with, what took place with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. And I think that was like the main storyline driving a lot of ratings. And we're going to start to see now that, sports leagues, not just sports leagues, but professional leagues are really, measuring the ROI, when it comes to, when they produce a specific sports, game or sports product, right? It's all, it's coming down to viewership. How can we get more eyes on this product? How do we get more eyes on our platform? And I think that this is another way, to appeal to that. As I mentioned, the NFL, they're expanding the game by adding more international games this upcoming season. They had a Black Friday game last season, so they're finding creative ways to appeal to the casual fan while also expanding the game. You also have to factor in the fact that we're going to have flag football in the Olympics, so I think that the flag football component with the NFL brings a different level of inclusion that we'll see within the game. And I believe that the NBA is looking to also kind of match the success that the NFL has had with Amazon. So it's going to be interesting to see how the NBA and Amazon's partnership will continue to build and what other things are going to come of that as we move forward from a technical standpoint. And I think that more people are going to start to, not only look at these sports products from a viewership standpoint, but also from, what technology can we introduce to really engage the fan? How can we connect with our fans beyond just the game itself? Again, from a tech standpoint. So I think as we move forward, when we look at these different deals with media properties, try to think about the tech component, as in this case, within this media rights deal, you're gonna have, the streaming component and the analytics component with it. So we'll continue to monitor this story further, but like I said, I'm interested to see how Amazon and the NBA's partnership grows, and what are some unique ways they're gonna essentially engage fans moving forward as we transition into this new era of sports and how we consume it, being not so about the cable component. Now everything is more streaming based, so it's going to be interesting to see what they offer. But again, thank you so much. If you watch this video, please like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back with you next time.